So the definitive verdict on the question that's been gripping the internet for the past couple of weeks: should RocketMan complement the carbon black paint on his Speed Twin by painting the wheels M5 bronze? Why does it take me so long to get this third and final part to you? Well, I was waiting for the final definitive cost quotation from Triumph, and here it is. I have listened to you, honest. So first off, a massive thanks for all your input. It genuinely has been of great help and allowed me to come to what I hope is the right decision. And before I get to the wheels, let me just quickly come back to the sub-debate on whether or not I should put back the tank pad and or knee grips. As you can see, I have put the small central tank pad back. I think that's the area that needs the most protection from zips and the like, and I think it looks okay on the tank. As for the Moto Customs knee grips though, some of you suggested blackening them with WD-40, which is a good idea, but the final word went to the subscriber who asked, do you really need to grip the tank that much? And I thought, no, you're right. If I'm gripping that much, I'm probably going too fast. So I've ordered a pair of these from AliExpress in matte silver, just to play around with, experiment with. I may well stick just the half that's closest to my knees on the tank so that the paint is protected a little bit. And if I decide I don't like them, I can peel them off and throw them away and stick some clear 3M Scotch Guard film on, or just leave the tank bare and pay for some paint correction every few years if I see the areas getting too scratched. So thanks for all your input on the protection. Anyway, to the wheels, what a journey this has been. Reading through your comments, I got the impression that you were more or less following me in my thoughts. To begin with, we liked the idea of gold. Then we decided that would probably look a bit too flash, so we moved on to bronze. But there's always been a good 50% of you who were adamant that I should leave them black. And I have to say that when real pictures of the 2023 Street Triple with its bronze wheels began to emerge online, I became more and more convinced that you were right. The problem with adding coloured parts to a vehicle is that the various coloured parts absolutely have to match perfectly. And on this Street Triple, I don't think they do. Looking at these pictures, there seem to be 2 or 3 slightly different shades of gold bronze going on, and it doesn't look very nice. Then I took another look at a couple of other recently announced models. Now, I'm sure these are fabulous bikes to ride, and many people would just not worry about the colour combination going on. But this series of videos on my Speed Twin's custom paint job is specifically about trying to improve the bike's looks. If we rather meanly count the orange fork reflectors, there are 6 different hues of yellow going on here. Gold wheels, slightly different gold forks, bronze coloured head clamp nuts, yellow tank highlight, and yellow rear shock spring. And the Kawasaki Z900 RS doesn't really fare much better, with a handful of varying hues of yellow combining to spoil the undeniable retro charm of the bike. But, in my opinion, the worst offender by far, and this comes as a surprise from an Italian manufacturer, a country renowned for its good taste, is the Moto Guzzi Mandello. I mean, just look at this: greens, golds, beiges, greys, reds, orange tank highlights. Again, no doubt a lovely bike to ride, and definitely a very pretty overall design. But I'm sorry, in terms of colour coordination, it's a real pig's breakfast. Anyway, all this has made me realise that having my wheels painted bronze, gold or whatever was probably going to be a step too far. I've already got this gold chain, and as one subscriber pointed out, I'm not 12 years old, so gold or bronze wheels is just unnecessary. One option, as many of you pointed out, would be to get the rims painted, and then if I really didn't like them, I could always ask the dealer to put them back to black. After all, when they gave me the estimate for the initial paint job, I was told that the wheels would cost around €50 each to be painted. So I chose a bronze colour almost at random and waited for their quote. This included the work involved in removing the wheels from the bike, removing the tyres from the wheels, taking them to the paint shop, putting the tyres back on, rebalancing the wheels and then putting everything back together. And I must admit that the initially quoted €100 did seem a bit optimistic, and indeed it was. We're a fair bit away from the €100 I'd initially been told, and as you might have guessed, this was pretty much the final nail in the coffin. €420 buys you, what, 3 litres of fuel at today's prices, so I'm afraid the wheels are going to stay black. Now, I'm the first to admit that a video about not doing anything doesn't necessarily make for great content, but I thought I owed it to you all, all of you who contributed to the discussion, to let you know that I've taken on board all the comments, and particularly given the cost, put the idea to bed for the moment. I read a lot of wise words, and it was very useful being able to share my thoughts and arrive at a consensus which I believe is the right one. Let me know what you think, and as always, thanks for watching.